Well, I finished high school. Driving down to the high school graduation, Grandpa Greenaway turns and says, "What do you want to do now?" They really thought things out.
Sounds like it.
I was working at a drugstore after school. I just kept working there. And then that summer, I put in for Mass College of Pharmacy, and I got accepted. So I started there in the fall. Bombed out of there in chemistry, but I made it up there in the summer at BC. But then I didn't really want to go back. I really wasn't turned on to it because at the time it was all the corner drugstores. It was a different time and place. And you didn't know, there was all the talk about these chains coming in. CVS wasn't here at the time. There was all these talk of them coming in. And you wouldn't have any opportunities or anything. And, you'd just be, So I figured I'd get out of that. And I shifted over to engineering style over Wentworth. Went over there.
How long?
3 years. Missed graduating just by a couple points on that. I was living in apartments in town. There, I was up most of the night. Everything else was just, I don't know. But as soon as you dropped out of college back then, they drafted you.
Really?
If you had a college diploma, yes, I got drafted.
Can I ask you a quick question? When you were with Honeywell, I remember you saying something like you were like one course short of graduating from Wentworth or something like that.
Yeah, just a couple of points.
Did you ever go back there and get that?
I went back one time when I got out of the service, and
You should go
they
back there.
didn't really want to talk, and I just. They will now, probably, but at the time, people, there's some old fuds kicking around there and stuff. And
now and do that. I tell you, it'd be a nice little, difference between being in Boston again.
It doesn't mean anything. It was design engineering, and really, I don't think it was really for me. I mean, I had the, everybody else did draft things, and I was always. I always made a mess of them, smudged them, and everything else. You just couldn't get them clean.
We did a tour of Northeastern.
Yeah.
And there used to be a separation now. Like it rolls right into Wentworth now.
Well, Wentworth has grown. I mean, it's a college now and everything. Yeah.
And Northeastern's grown a lot too. I mean, it took over like Ruggles Street and that whole back area.
Yeah, they had a lot of space up the back. They had parking before.
Sorry, I wouldn't have been interrupted. I was just curious on that.
Okay. So then, what'd you do after that? So you got drafted.
Got drafted, yeah.
What was that like? Were you shocked?
Well, they drafted you for 2 years. Mm-hmm. So you go in and everything, and then they give you an option. Give you a battery, a test, and everything. Do this and do that, and then give you an option if you qualify for schooling for different things. And I qualified, so for another year, you could get into training of some kind. So I got into this fixed plant carrier. It's sort of like the switching units a telephone company uses and everything. Training.
So wait, so what was the deal? If you were qualified, you could what?
If you were qualified, you could enlist for another year for one of these training sessions. I mean, it was it wasn't a weekend deal, a training session.
Right.
It was 8 hours a day for, I don't know how many months, 6 months or something.
8 hours a day?
Yeah.
So what was it like? Like, what'd you do for 8 hours?
Well, it's before the 8 hours, too. Don't forget, it's the military.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And at the time, because of the wartime, it was 24 hours the classes went on. So I got stuck on the second shift. So because we're on the second shift, you don't think you'll just sleep during the day. You were the grass cutters and everything out there, cutting the grass, taking care of the stuff. Then you'd go, I don't know, it was 3 to 11, something like that. So, I came home about every weekend just about, I think. Friday nights I used to, there was a bar outside. I'd go outside and have a couple of drinks and start hitchhiking. And I'd get up here about 7:30 in the morning.
You get back right as everyone's waking up. Wait, so where was it based?
That was Fort Monmouth. It was down in New Jersey, Red Bank, New Jersey. Right around Red Bank. It's kind of...
Hitchhiking, be here by morning.
Well, I think I was in uniform still.
Oh, yeah.
So I had the training and everything there. So then it was different. They picked you up because of Vietnam days. They saw you in uniform. They picked you up.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Most of the truckers always had a six-pack under the seat. So that was good. So I came up around Boston all weekend, and then Father would drop me at the because I didn't have to be back till like 10:30 maybe on Monday morning because we had call-in or something there. So
Mm-hmm.
because we were on a later schedule, so I didn't have to be there first thing Monday morning. So he dropped me at the airport, and I used to get on the shuttle down to New Jersey. Get off, hop on the bus, still sleeping, and go to New Jersey.
And then do that thing again.
Yeah, go there and everything. The shuttle used to be cool on the plane.
Really? Like what?
You didn't have to, there wasn't any of this even ticket counter stuff. You just got on the plane.
You just got right on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Once I got in the air, they pushed these money carts, cash carts down the middle. You paid then.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. So explain the cash card.
It was just, it was a big cart with cash and stuff. You paid then. And it wasn't much. You go to New York,
So much
$20,
more laid back. Than,
$20-something or something.
if you just think like the comparison like to today,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
to back then.
Oh, that,
Wow.
and then the frisking and
Yeah, definitely. The
boarding
whole
pass and everything
terrorist
else. Yeah.
Mhm. Much more serious.
It was a lot less complicated anyway.
Right. That's true. So wait. So what year was this? You said this was for 1 year. So like, what year was that?
Well, they went in January '69 got drafted.
Oh, so this was,
So that
like
was-
coming into the 70s.
Yeah, so that was probably, January, and then you go through basic training and everything. Basic training was something else.
So basic training was after the year thing,
When
or
you
was
first
that?
when you first go in, you have to go through that, and then you go to the advanced training for a
Okay.
particular subject. But the basic training, well, they give you this an 8-week thing. There's another one from that after, I think. I was down Fort Gordon for that. Started out in South Carolina, said Jackson, I think, Fort Jackson.
Mhm.
Went over Fort Gordon. They kept you scheduled all day, a little training, mostly physical stuff and everything else.
Yeah.
You felt great anyway when you come out of it, better than you ever did in your life. I don't know, still New Jersey. Somehow, they give you some tours there, and chores anyway. So I lucked out. They picked me to drive a truck. Well, the guy, I never drove a truck, but some from the training they gave you, said that, I don't know. So I got out of a lot of field activity and everything else. I got out
for
of,
driving the truck.
bringing stuff out, food
Right.
out, and everything else.
You lucked out.
And do a lot of that, staying out overnight, a couple of nights out there or something. Be back in your bunk.
That's true.
So then we went through. It's like I said, it was January '69. It was cold up here, and you get down to Georgia and something else down there in January. It started out cold. It was cold during the night.
Mhm.
And it'd be hot by afternoon. The sun
Yeah,
came out.
definitely.
But the nights were so cold. They didn't have central heat then or anything. They had cold belly stoves in the middle of the thing. So everybody
Yeah.
had their beds pushed around the circle around the thing. And
Around
then
the
they
stove.
had scheduled duties for people to keep the cold during the night.
Oof. So then when were you actually... So you were there... So how long were you stationed down south? Or for basic training, I guess?
Gordon.
Oh.
Here. This is where they had all this other stupid. I want to be a soldier. How to kill people, twist them, whatever. I thought there were pictures here. Hand grenade's scary, and they give you a real grenade to throw.
Really?
Oh, you pull that pin there, and these are all drill sergeants with the funny hats. These guys are something else.